Hello and welcome, everybody. They cannot hear you guys, just so you know. It's just me for the intro. Okay. Hello and welcome, everybody, to. Oh, no, I actually do need the view counter. Gosh darn it. Alright, give me just a second. I need to update the view counter. Uh, View counter. Copy. Link URL. Done. No! No, no, no. Stop. Stop. Computer thing. Okay. I plug the computer back to my TV and it automatically defaults. Your sound should come out of your TV. No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. All right. Instead of image, chat, news, and stuff. Hi, guys. Anything you guys want to? No, not you. Not you. No, them. Them. Like, it's the chat. The chat is active, I swear. You did post in the Fat Dog server, right? Okay, there we go. We got 8 views. Okay, now I can say hello, everybody. Welcome back to Anime and Stuff. I know it's been a minute. We're gonna talk about stuff. Fell's not here. Fell is here. Eva's not here. Walker's not here. I do have a Fell, and I brought a surprise guest on because fuck it, it's his birthday, and I felt like it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So everybody who pays attention to my streams, you're going to understand what I mean when I say this. Say hello to the proud owner of a new Ehegao / hentai hoodie, my brother, Jeff Vader. They can hear you guys now.
Oh, sweet. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. Well, it's past the new... Well, you fucking know what I mean. It's the first show of the new year.
It's the first of the month.
Yeah.
So, hi.
This thing is surprisingly comfy. I'm just saying.
Are you actually wearing it? That's best. That's best. Are you actually?
I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but it's not bad.
He's like, I'm not wearing it.
see, it's just one of those that. What's funny is I saw a bunch of those when I was at Albuquerque Comic Con.
My mother bought that for me for my birthday, thinking, "Oh, it's just a nice anime thing." No, it's not.
I see what's
so
funnier.
So here's what you missed. The day before my birthday, on my birthday, I had to explain to my mother because I wasn't home when Amazon tried to drop it off, but I had to explain to my mother what cummy faces are. So I had to explain ehagao and hentai to my mother. That is not how I wanted to spend my 38th year on this planet.
Good times.
Good times.
I'm not.
I mean, Fell. You're still the youngest one on this show right now.
I know I'm the youngest.
Aren't you still in your 20s?
Yeah.
Fucking baby.
I'm not gonna lie. People in the Death Star kind of got a laugh on that. Yeah. Not gonna lie.
So really quickly, guys, first off, welcome to Anime and Stuff. It's a very different format for the first episode of this year. And also, got a quick update as far as Anime and Stuff shows. Holy fucking shit, you guys, I hope you missed Anime and Stuff, because there's a lot of it that's going to be coming at you in the next couple of weeks. So we have Anime and Stuff this week. There will be no Dungeons and Demon Slayers happening next week because Walker, I believe, is out of town or something, or he's got family stuff that going on. One of those two things. Anyway, there will be no Dungeons and Demon Slayers, which is sad because we like Dungeons and Demon Slayer. However, instead, what we're going to do is another week of Anime and Stuff, followed by another week of Anime and Stuff. So you're getting 3 weeks of Anime and Stuff. So we're sure as shit going to be caught up with a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about. New and improved on Anime Stuff. We will not be using any video stuff. It's only going to be images or web pages that you look at while we discuss stuff. So we're going to just straight out discuss stuff this episode. We're not going to get into any nitty gritty details. First thing up is we're going to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths. If you haven't, we're going to talk a little bit about comic news. We're going to move on to some things. We may cover some of the topics that we kind of had in there, but we're just going to discuss them. We're not really linking to articles or anything. Guys, if you haven't heard about this stuff by now, then either you didn't care to watch or find out about some of this stuff, or
I give you props for being so patient and waiting for us.
or you've probably just already like you're not coming to this show to hear us talk about the news. You're here to find out what we think and whether we're gonna trash something or not. Let's be real. Triple feature of anime and stuff. Woo! Yay, Jared! Somebody's excited for it. All right. So, what's the first thing up? Oh God, we got to talk about the Arrowverse, or I guess it's the Justice Verse. Like, what are we calling it now? Post Crisis on Infinite Earths. Can we talk about just the fact that the Green Lantern Corps, the actual Green Lantern, the horrible Green Lantern movie, exists as its own universe? Even if they didn't show that it was necessarily Ryan Reynolds, they did show the Green Lantern Corps, and that's at least something to get excited about.
Well, I mean, it's a setup for the HBO series that they're doing because they're
That's
doing their
right.
Green Lantern.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
But,
why
yeah,
it's in another world. Gotcha.
That's why they were setting this up because Bertoloni, the dude who runs the CW verse, basically, he had nods from the higher ups at the WB, and we're like, okay, we want you to set this shit up for everyone so we can get viewers from your shows onto HBO so that we don't fuck this up. I was like, really, guys?
Okay, guys, if you don't want spoilers, because we haven't really spoiled anything at this point yet, but if you don't want spoilers for Crisis on Infinite Earths, wait until you see in the chat. I will ask everybody that is actually listening to say spoilers over, okay? If you don't want to, it's okay. You can just mute the show for now and then come back when you see that spoilers are over. Maybe we've moved on to something else. But we are going to cover spoilers for all 5 episodes. 5 episodes of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm not technically going to dip into the solo Black Lightning episode because that wasn't directly connected to Crisis. It's like, it's just at the tail end it was. So if you don't care, or if you've already watched it, you're welcome to stick around. We'd love to see what you guys think as well in the comments. This isn't just... the reason we do this live is because we're not just trying to like talk about it and everything and give our opinions. We want to hear yours, and we want you to actively feel like you're participating in the conversation, because this is a conversation with us on the mics, you on the keyboards. Let's do this, bitch. All right.
Yeah.
So can we just go ahead and just start right out of the gate now? Spoilers first off, and talk about the most well-kept secret in comic book history. No one saw Ezra Miller's Flash showing up and talking to Garrett's Justin. Jesus Christ.
Grant Gustin.
Dude, I don't follow the Arrowverse nearly as much, so I didn't know that. Garrett. He's Jay Garrett, damn it. No, I'm kidding.
Well, technically that is his surnames, because Jay Garrick's surnames are the Barry Allen's like surname of sorts.
All right, Grant Gustafson.
It's the reason why he always looks the same.
The fact that DCEU Flash showed up in freaking CW Flash was
oh my God.
The best kept secret.
No bullshit. Everything else was pretty much out there in the fucking open, because it was like, oh, well, we know this person's gonna show up. We know this person's gonna show up. Hell, we knew like most of the guest stars. We even knew Tom Welling was going to show up.
Well, the thing that surprised me about Tom Welling's character, and we'll delve a little more into that, was the fact that he's a Superman that no longer has his powers. That was the big surprise there.
I loved how they played that, and even Tom Welling was like, son of a bitch, and they're like, what? I want to say no, but it's so good, I can't. God dang it! And I'm thinking to myself, that's a Tom Welling answer.
I love the parallel as well, that in that universe they had girls, and then at the end they have boys.
Yes,
so kind of cool.
Yes, like it was a nod to like, wait, so does that mean that he has twin girls?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Oh
like,
no.
That would definitely be a show I would watch.
Decaf says Lucifer was pretty well kept. That
Lucifer
one did
was-
get spoiled before the episode.
Yes, because
Nobody knew about Ezra Miller.
Technically, he was seen on set. Ezra wasn't seen on set. He wasn't talked about. It wasn't shown. There was hints and nods that someone in the DCEU was going to wink, wink, hint, hint show up, but that was all like spoilers and conjecture at this point. And
Like
it's
that was more like rumor mill stuff. Not
yeah, like it was all in the ether. Nothing was pulled down from the heavens and said, "Okay, let's forge this shit." Nothing was said.
There was no fact. There was no facts to base that. It was just rumor. Fel, do you have anything you want to add to this? Because we're just kind of.
To be honest, I haven't been. It would explain why at the convention so many people were. It's why I can see why Flash was definitely huge this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. To be fair, here's the cool thing: you can watch Crisis on Infinite Earths and know nothing about any of the series. It's
So
okay.
true.
It's
So
okay. I'm not caught up with any of the series. I haven't watched Arrow in forever. I haven't watched Flash in forever. It's mostly because they can get kind of Monster of the Weeky and a little repetitive. And I'm I'm not down with that. So give me like the major overall arcs and cliff notes. I can handle that. And we'll move on from there.
They take too much from the whole like I know this isn't really like set in stone, but they take a page from the X-Files playbook way too much because let's face it, the X-Files, they mastered that shit.
They invented the art of the week.
They invented that shit. Like legit in the 90s, they invented it. It was all about Mulder and Scully pulling that shit the fuck off.
And before that it was Doctor Who. It was classic Who.
Before that it was Doctor Who, and it was all British, and no one really paid attention to it because let's face it,
it was British.
We're Americans, and we don't pay attention to a lot of British television until it's brought our way. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
The Office.
Yeah.
All right.
Patent pending.
Patent pending. So what I'm hearing is there should be an Office version of like the canteen, like Star Wars, but The Office.
I would act in that straight up.
All right.
No bullshit.
All right.
I would happily do that shit.
So for those that don't know, essentially the reason why Flash was such a surprise was because it felt like the CW had gone through all their cameos in the first 3 episodes. So it just kind of was like, oh, there's nothing new here, but I'm kind of curious how they're going to wrap this all up. And then Ezra Miller appears and you're like, holy shit, Flash. And it's kind of cool. And another reason why this is such an important moment is because the fact that they used Ezra Miller's Flash confirms that he's still Flash.
Yeah.
That Flash movie is it's not rumor anymore. Like, if he's putting the suit back on, it's happening.
It's happening.
It is full on happening. And so
I think this was a nice setup because I think they were trying to set up Ezra Miller's character to go into the Speed Force itself.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is happening.
During his flashpoint.
Yeah, either during or at the beginning of his flashpoint, something is happening.
So he basically encounters a different version of himself while he's trying to create that shit.
To be fair, I'm really hoping that this does not reboot the DCEU. I don't want it to reboot it. I do want it to change some things. Like, can we just make it where certain events like Batman v Superman and Justice League did not actually happen? I feel like Batman v Superman, while there were elements of it that were good ideas, like, you have to earn that. You have to earn Batman v Superman. You can't put Superman in and then not have a Batman. So you have to build up these new characters in this shared universe and then bring them together to clash, and then maybe tell the story of the death of Superman and all that. Do it in its own independent way. I'm mostly saying this because I don't want them to reboot Shazam. I think Shazam really worked. I loved Zach Levi as Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I don't want Henry Cavill going anywhere. He is a good Superman. He is this current generation Superman. Love seeing Brandon Routh put the red and blue back on. Absolutely loved it. But keep Cavill in. Cavill wants to be Superman, and the fans want him to be Superman. And clearly, there's some popularity around him. Have you seen the fucking Witcher?
Yeah.
So going to your Witcher. #. No, I think going back to the actual cinematics, there's definitely
God damn it. No.
There's definitely some setup for it, but I know because they're releasing 1984 Wonder Woman. So
yep, that's true.
They are trying to concrete some shit, but I don't know if this is some necessary segue or what, because we've got let's see what comes up first. Harley Quinn and her kind of standalone film. Then we have the 1984. Fucking loved the Blue Monday opening for that. I was like, yep, that's the 80s for you right then and there. But I think it's going to be a nice kind of like segue setup to Flash, or at least for the whole Suicide Squad's 2 that's possibly coming up.
I'm really looking forward to Suicide Squad 2.
Are we talking about the Birds of Prey?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he was talking about Birds of Prey a little bit. But like there's tie-ins to this, and I'm just hoping that they don't try rebooting the entire franchise through Flashpoint. That's gonna be really weird.
I think it's going to be like more or less a side nod, like, okay, this changes this here, so we could kind of critique here, and here the ways we want to, because Ben is kind of out. And no offense to Ben, but I don't think he had the commitment that he really wanted to the role, because like it just felt like it was way too pushed the second time around. First time around, like, I saw him as Batman. I could see that.
Yeah.
The second time around, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel Ben like giving the percentage that he really wanted to portray.
Like he wasn't
Batman.
able to portray older Batman the way he could have. Are you talking about in I'm assuming you're talking about in Justice League.
Dawn of Justice. Yes. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it from him. I kind of felt
No.
I don't wanna say
Justice
he
League.
phoned it in,
Batman
but-
v Superman is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, but Justice League was the second like ensemble movie that actually
right.
featured Bruce.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think he was given enough of a chance, and I don't
either.
want him replaced. But I think it's gonna happen, and I don't have anything against the guy. Freaking
Robert
Pattinson taking over. I think he's going to be great. It's just there's a difference between a younger Bruce and an older Bruce, and I'm like, okay, well, when we're doing older Bruce, let's keep Ben Affleck.
I'm wondering if, like...
But anyway, going back to the Arrowverse.
Right. We totally got sidetracked there, but hold on. Let me throw this out.
That's kind of the point of that.
Yeah.
Let me throw this out really quick. I'm wondering if Henry Cavill is using Witcher as his kind of go-to backdoor move to be like, I want Ben back in, or else.
No, because they've been trying. It honestly feels like WB has been trying to get him out of there for a while now.
But I wonder if, because he's growing in popularity like a mofo.
And if they remove him as Superman, I feel like people are gonna riot.
Like straight up, it's Joker riot. It's gonna be a Joker riot.
Anthony Rivera, I absolutely agree. I would love to have Keanu Reeves back as Constantine for Dark League. That would be awesome. If you have not seen it, there is a Constantine live action movie where Keanu Reeves played the character. The only difference is, unfortunately, he doesn't look quite the part for Constantine, because he kind of kept his initial look. He'd have to cut his hair shorter. It would have to be blonde. He'd have to do British. I mean, as good as Keanu Reeves was, he completely nailed the nuance of the character, but there was the lack of him being British and the lack of the look.
Yeah.
So I would love to have him back, but he needs to be, and they nailed the overall vibe of Constantine. It was a good DC movie, especially for like the darker side of things. However,
although the DC, going back to the,
if he can
the
do a
CW
decent,
verse,
if he can do a really good British accent, if he can do that, yeah, I'm all for him coming back. Flash foreshadowed the deaths of many speedsters, Supergirl included. A lot of the stakes for the erased Earth's Batwoman grounds these threads, and Arrow explained why everyone trusted the Monitor. Okay.
Well, that's another thing. Like with the reboot, how many speedsters do we have left? Like so far, we've got Barry, but how many?
Yeah, we don't know
FYI,
now that the worlds have kind of converged.
Now that it's all converged into one.
And well, not completely into one, but on Earth Prime, yes.
Yeah, Earth Prime has become the stapler. But how many post-crisis? How many speedsters do we actually have now? Because, damn, there were a lot of speedsters. We had Barry, we had Jesse Quick, we had Kid Flash, all these speedsters. Where are they now? Like, Barry can't be the only one, can he?
Well, it also brings up the question, have you guys been following the comics?
I've followed some of them. Like, I'll get cliff notes here and there when I'm, like, bored and watching YouTube and going through everything. But,
what about Godspeed?
Well, yeah, because Godspeed was the initial, like, villain setup in the beginning. Like, he kept showing the fuck up. But the original Godspeed just never came about. So it was like, what?
Yeah, whatever happened to Wally West? Because he was in for a while. He was in there, like,
yeah,
he was in the Flash. He was in the Flash universe. So is he dead? Is he gone? Like, what happened to Wally?
But yeah, it begs the question: what happened to all these fucking speedsters, dude? And how many villains are going to get rebooted?
Like Diggle cannot be the only one who got like something awesome happen, because Diggle got both his kids. Because his daughter disappeared after because of the Flashpoint.
After Flashpoint, and then got rebooted into Prime.
And so now both the son and the daughter are around.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm wondering, like, who all got rebooted? Who got like thrown into this mix? Do we get Captain Cold back?
That would be really cool. I'd love to see Snap.
I don't think they would get rid of Captain Cold.
Well, they killed him off a while back.
Well, they killed him off in season 1 of DC's
Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah.
But in Earth X, he shows up again, but this is like Snart as
the computer, the AI.
Well, no, that was the
for Crisis. Yeah, for Crisis he shows up as the ship's AI in
for Crisis on Infinite Earth, but I was talking
was
like
hilarious.
I loved that little cameo. It was amazing. But what about Earth X's? Because all these different Earths technically all kind of converged into one. So it begs the question, which version of which? Like, for the Canary, for Laurel Lance, she's gotten Earth 1 and Earth 2 are now combined into one entity. That's Laurel Lance. She has become one person. And a lot of people are like, yes, she's got the Skittles and the law degree. Fuck yes, let's do this.
Well, okay, first off, already confirmed that coming this fall to the CW and joining the universe is going to be the Superman TV show. So that's happening. And they have
Lois and Clark sort of story.
They have talked quite a bit about possibly adding Bruce Wayne now.
Yes, but the question is, who would play that?
Who are the two kids is what I want to know. Are we getting Jonathan and Connor?
Or are we getting Jonathan and Jason? Because you've got Superman of Tomorrow, whose son is Jason from Superman Returns. So which continuity are they pulling?
Yeah. Or if we're talking about Connor, which is I believe Superboy Prime, and Jonathan Kent, who becomes who is the Superboy that I know that have been that he and Damian were like the duo as far as like Batman and Superman putting characters together. So I would love if we got a series based on that. You get the adventures of Damian, son of Batman, and John, Jonathan, son
Jonathan.
of Clark,
Yeah.
get them
Yeah.
together. Like, I would love to have that. But we've also been teased with Gleek, who is, connected to the Wonder Twins and Super Friends. So does that
Yeah.
mean we're getting the Wonder Twins as well? Is that a tease for that? So I'm like, I want this universe to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and then eventually Darkseid.
Like,
Like,
so
for
true.
real Darkseid.
Like, I think that should be the next real big crisis. Is Dark find like, he's always trying to find the equation, the life equation. I think
The
that
anti-life
basically-
equation. The
the
anti-life.
anti-life equation. Yes, and I would love to actually see that kind of come about.
It's math that makes you
It's
sad.
But that would definitely be a crisis worth watching. It would definitely bring everybody together again, for sure. That would definitely grow that table. I'm just saying. That would definitely grow that table up.
Yeah, I'm loving the. I don't know if it's the JLA or just or just straight out Justice League. Like, we don't know if it's Justice League of America or if it's just straight out Justice League. Like, we'll have to find that out soon. There's a lot of questions that this brings up. This really does bring up a lot.
A lot of it has to do with post-crisis now. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? Because
doesn't-
now there's stuff that's pre-crisis and now post-crisis.
So
Those
does
are the
this
terms
mean?
we're using.
So does this mean that we're now considered part of the New 52? Or was it New 52 beforehand?
Actually, I think it was when you go back to the comics, the monitor epidemic was not a New 52. It was like back in the 90s or so. I want to say it's 90s or late 80s that Crisis on Infinite Earth happened. But then there was Infinite Crisis, and that's how New 52 kind of came about.
All right, so but this was Crisis on Infinite Earth, so it's technically Infinite Crisis, you could say.
Well, no, Infinite Crisis is a totally different scenario. That's when Infinite Crisis is when Alexander Luthor, son of Lex Luthor, who is the only hero on his planet, slowly starts picking apart Earths, trying to create the perfect Earth. And so he starts using heroes from different universes to create an engine to build this thing, slowly but surely pulling apart the very fabrics of universes. And that's what that's about.
And that's how they end up with the New 52.
And that's how New 52 kind of comes about. But the death of Connor Kent basically stops the machine because he pushes Superboy Prime in and out of the machine, destroying it. The funny tidbit about that story is how Alexander kind of ends up, because he dies by Joker's hands, but because Lex Luthor made it happen. He was like, you did all this and you didn't use me to help, or him. And he points to the Joker, who kills him right then and there. It's like, next time don't leave this out. And I was like, damn, son, even in this universe you're still cold-blooded, and he's your family. Fuck.
Yeah, they could totally do a Josh Brolin sort of thing with Darkseid. Like, that's not even difficult.
Totally true. Totally
yeah.
true. And I would love to see that kind of shit.
All right, moving on from this, because holy shit, this is going to become all our entire night if we keep going.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
And also, Fell doesn't. We haven't been Fell. Sadly, hasn't had a lot to say because he hasn't watched it. So I don't want to leave Fell out of the conversation. So we're gonna end the DC talk for now. But trust us, we do have a lot more to say. All right, we're going to move on to the report. This is something that happened while we were on our off break, and I do want to talk about it. Sonic movie redesign VFX studio shuts down after extreme hours to wrap it up. So they filed for bankruptcy. This was December 12th. We didn't cover this because we basically went on break just a little bit before.
No, it was sad to actually read this article because, like, like visual effects studios are a dime a dozen nowadays because when you go out into San Fran, it's everybody's trying to get into it because there's a lot of money to be made doing it because everybody and their brother. If you're not ILM or Pixar or God knows who else, like you don't have the budget for that. But if fans scream out in like terror looking at your design and are like, this is god awful, this is what you gave us. So I mean,
all right, that wasn't the VFX's fault. That wasn't the VFX studio's fault.
No,
That's
they
what
were
the
just
studio
the
asked
who
them.
redesigned it.
The studio asked them for that, and guys, it wasn't like a major redesign where they had to sit down and redo the entire movie. They basically only had the effects for the trailers set up and ready. Like the rest of it is just, shut up, stomach. I fed you already. The rest of it was not even put in yet, so that's why you saw more movie with the second trailer, because now they'd gone in and actually started like legit working on the movie. But no, I agree that this team that worked on this and did this redesign and worked longer hours and everything, the fact that they got shut down, this is just ridiculous. And I still want to give my money to the studio for, actually listening to the fans and changing the design, because they could have very easily just ignored the fans, but they didn't. So I want to reward them with my money.
Yeah,
because
you kind of want to go Philip J. Fry. Shut up and take my money.
I mean, in all seriousness, besides Sonic, what else did that studio work on? Because I think they actually did a lot of other things.
I don't know. You'll have to look into that. I don't know what the design group that did that is. I mean, other thing.
I think they did Detective Pikachu as well.
They may have. So here's the thing: that that department. I mean, Collider does really, really good. Collider Studios, they do really good just breaking down VFX and doing their reaction to good and bad VFX and stuff like that. And I mean, their YouTube channel's good and all, but like their money comes from Patreon, so that's another way to try to help keep your studio afloat. While yes, it is cool to work on big budget movies and stuff, and that's a nice source of revenue that can hold you guys over for a while, having a Patreon and staying engaged with that target demo for people who like VFX work and stuff like that, that's a good idea. Like, so I'm just wondering, like, should I'm honestly just trying to think of ways that I think they could have stayed afloat.
It just, from what I'm reading, and it's a little like, okay, so they worked on movies, so looking into it, they worked on The Lion King, the new Lion King, obviously, Watchmen, and Call of the Wild.
I don't know Call of the Wild. Also, no, Decaf, it was confirmed that they had not finished doing the entire movie. They had not put Sonic into everything in the movie. The movie had been cut, but the movie was not finished. The studio can sit there and say that they pushed the release date back, but the truth of it is they didn't get everything finished in time. Like, there was no way they were releasing by any date anywhere other than, like, they may have pushed it back a month or so at max, but no, they definitely had not put their Sonic design in. That was, a trailer is always a test, and I think that's all the Sonic footage they had at that point in time, and I'm glad they had that reaction. I'm glad that they put it out like that, and the reaction was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the studio has really good potential. It's sad to see them go under.
Well, there is a possibility of some relapse.
I mean, they went bankrupt. They went bankrupt, and I'm pretty sure at that point, like, the people that worked at the company split and went to places to find work elsewhere.
There's always that, but there's always the IP of it. Once you go into foreclosure in Chapter 11 and so forth, the IP is still out there and it's up for sale because a bank buys you. It buys you for pennies on the dollar, and then that IP is then up for sale by the bank. Now, usually they'll couple other IPs together, and lo and behold, they'll sell it off for oodles of money that they didn't have to pay for. And that's a lot how the industry works. Is your IP is pennies on the dollar to them, but once it gets resold,
that's great for the bank. But what about the workers?
But the workers themselves, depending upon how things work,
most likely laid off is what I'm thinking.
They probably are laid off and catching unemployment. But within the next 6 months or so, depending upon how this movie is released, they could get higher jobs based upon their work on this movie and how it sells. Because that's what it boils down to. Oh, you worked on the Sonic movie?
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
And yet the Alvin and the Chipmunk studio is still running, right?
Right? Like, what the fuck?
I have feels. I do not think that the people that did the designs for Sonic deserve to have this happen to them. Especially after seeing the redesign.
Yeah. Because it was excellent work. I would love to see like the VXF guys who actually study and review these actually go over that, because that would be awesome.
They did. Collider, yeah, they looked at the new trailer and were like, "Holy shit, this is night and day." And it's not just that; it's also just the fact that, like, you know, you can feel like the character of Sonic changed a bit, not just his design. I think they went back and like redubbed some stuff.
Probably.
Yeah.
The shading looks a whole lot better. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that sold it for me on the new one, was the shading and lighting effect was just brilliant.
Okay. And we're gonna move on to talking about other stuff that is sad, but doesn't actually stab me in the feels to look at. Okay, so this one is the one that Fel recommended.
Yeah, well, it's one of the ones, but
for this show it is.
Yeah, for this
show. You know what? We'll talk about a couple of the others that you dropped out there, because I know there's no way we could talk about DC and not talk about Marvel. And you can't talk about Marvel without talking about Disney. So we'll talk about those things. We're just not going to talk about like the Apu stuff right now, because I don't want to. You don't want to get me started on Apu. You really don't.
I kind of want to see. I want to see how the Walker and Eva feel about it.
You do not want to mess with Jedi Master Apu. Don't believe me. Ask all of the people at Jedi Fallen Order. They know what I'm talking about.
So back on the 10th, and it was only posted recently, but the original narrator for Dragon Ball for the English dub, as well as Captain Ginyu for Dragon Ball Z, just passed away at 84. He had retired from voice acting at least 11 years ago, a good 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he just passed a good 10 days ago.
I was so sad when I heard that.
Yeah.
It was tragic, man. I mean, reading it, I was like, oh my God, I know this guy. I've heard this guy. This guy was amazing. Like, he definitely, when you hear the narration for just all the episodes of Dragon Ball Z, you get hyped and we're like, okay, let's watch this. Especially during like the fights with like Frieza, when he got really hyped up and you're like, oh my God.
I'm gonna be that one asshole. I don't remember his Ginyu. I did not watch Dragon Ball. I don't have any direct connection to this. I see that he passed away at 84. I say, he hung in there. Good job on him, and sucks for his family, but I don't have any direct connection with this, so I'm just kind of like, well, shit, another voice actor died. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm sorry, but I don't this does not hit me in the feels.
You don't remember Captain Ginyu at all?
Not from the original dub, no. Nope.
Sad face.
Again, I didn't start watching the dub until Trunks.
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
I pretty much watched it subbed.
Yeah, like
I do remember Frieza's voice, because it was basically Granny Genkai, but aside from that, yeah. See, I tended to watch Yu Yu Hakusho more than I watched DBZ.
See, I was DBZ. Loved DBZ.
I mean, I'm still very much DBZ, but by the time I got to Frieza and everything and I started recalling Frieza, now everything in the Namek arc, everything that happens in the Namek arc, whether I see it subbed or dubbed, I only hear Team 4-Star. That's how they run it for me. So right now, until Resurrection of F and the new dub stuff, so now I hear Frieza as Chris Ayres or Martin Bellamy. So there you go. It's either Little Karibo or Chris Ayres. That's all I know of Frieza. And basically, I cannot unhear Team 4-Star, you assholes.
Poor thing.
Someone get the Dragon Balls and bring him back. He was 84, man. I'm not exactly sure he wants to come back yet.
Right? Like,
I would let him be.
Let him rest, man.
Right?
Just restarted Dragon Ball Z in the Namek Saga. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry, Jared. His last words were next time on Dragon Ball. As Roundabout played. Oh, dude. As Roundabout? You're doing that fucking meme? Okay. Respect for the dead, asshole.
That's messed up.
You can't do the JoJo in theme. That's just not right.
That doesn't give any respect.
Yeah, you can't. The Dragon Balls don't work if it was of natural causes.
Ouch.
Bam. There you go. Okay, continuing on. Sorry, I threw my opinion out there. You guys, Jason, you said you'd met him?
No, we had met him in passing, dude. Remember?
Nope.
It's been a while back. I think it was at one of the cons we went to.
Maybe one of the ones you went to doesn't necessarily mean it was the one I went to.
That's a fair argument. That's a fair argument.
And to be completely fair, when it comes to Otakon, I was so fucking overwhelmed and busy that I had no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I might have met him, but I doubt it. I mean, I remember you talking to Vic about Star Trek for quite a bit.
Well, in my defense, people, before you get your panties in a wad, this was before the incident. Okay. Yeah, but that's because he was trying to put out his own series on TOS.
Yeah, continuation. But I let the Trekkies be Trekkies. Before everybody jumps to it, Jason did not know what kind of a piece of shit he was.
Seriously, like, I had been told rumors, but I was like, okay,
What are we talking about?
The Vic thing, and I don't care whether you're Team Vic or Kick Vic. We'd already heard several things in that kind of regard already as part of the rumor mill. So when that shit came out publicly, we weren't exactly surprised.
No.
Oh,
we were.
We're talking about. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that surprised us was like, holy shit, people are actually talking about it, and there's not like a shit ton of backlash. Like the whole thing was, we were surprised that the industry was talking about it, because the way that we understood it was, if you talked about it at all, the industry took you out.
Yeah, they basically sniped your ass.
Yeah. So you were blacklisted for even talking about it. But yeah, we were talking about Star Trek. Or actually, rather, you were talking with Vic about Star Trek. So.
But yeah, I was talking with him, but
just avoiding all that shit.
But I remember meeting the guy. I know it was like in passing or at like table signing of some kind.
I remember another thing I remember at Otakon was sitting down and talking with, oh god, he voiced Itachi. He voiced,
totally drawing a blank now.
He voiced Alucard in Hellsing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You
know who I'm talking about. I can picture the motherfucker. It's just I blanked on his name, and he's such a good actor. He's such a nice dude, and he dresses so fucking like he showed up to like one of the most informal interviews. Crispin Freeman, thank you.
Yeah.
Crispin Freeman. That man is the man, and like just sitting down and chatting with him for like 15 minutes was like a joy. It was so much fun. Anyway.
Yep.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Okay, so you met him at a con. It may or may not have been one that I was at, but I didn't remember. Dude, the oldest voice actor I've met was Mario.
Oh God.
Yeah, at Dragon Con, I met Mario.
Yeah.
And he was really, really cool. He's like one of the nicest people too, dude.
Right.
I came by and not to get like a picture or an autograph or anything. I just came by to say hello and say, hey, thank you for like making long hours of time in our house so much fun.
Right.
Dear Mario, thank you for making me an introvert. Sincerely, me.
Blankets over our heads, controllers in our hands.
If Link had a voice actor, he would be the #1 in our household to get thanked. There would be a shrine to that motherfucker. Like,
right.
Like a legit voice actor. I mean, like legit. Because anybody can say yeah. All right.
Right.
Sorry. Continuing on, please continue with this. I'm sorry. I keep getting us off topic. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I think I've said enough. It is sad when a voice actor does pass. I mean, for anyone who did watch the original Dragon Ball, it is a sad thing to see that the voice narrator.
Like, I absolutely get that it's sad. I just don't have a direct connection to this, so that's why.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely one of those things where like he put his time into like the starting of Dragon Ball and then into Dragon Ball Z, because Dragon Ball is one of those animes that has continued since what, early
80s.
At least
80s.
Yeah, like it started in the 80s. They had like a few seasons of Dragon Ball. Then in like 89? Yeah, 89, Dragon Ball Z came about and still going.
Alrighty.
So, but it does kind of like put some pressure on you, like, of all the stuff you've had and gone through.
Anthony Rivera says, oldest I met was Hayao Miyazaki. I respectfully said hello and thanked him for his work. Holy shit. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this earlier when we were talking about DC stuff, but yeah, I wrote this in the chat while you guys were talking. Toss a crystal to your Kal-El, O hero of Krypton, O hero of Krypton. There we go. All right, so wanted to get that out of the way. Patent pending. All right, so let's move on to MCU and Disney stuff real quick and get these kind of Ocarina of Time adult leak is the Japanese voice actor of Hiei, so close enough. Oh, okay, well there you go. I did not actually watch the Japanese version of Yu Yu Hakusho because straight out, it really didn't come across as anything better than the dub. Like the dub was just funnier, so I never watched it subbed. It just wasn't as interesting.
Well, plus the main characters were actually married in real life.
Chuck Huber will actually be wait, what?
Weren't they married in real life?
No.
Yu Yu Hakusho's main characters?
No.
Aren't they married in real life, or
no?
Am I getting my
You're getting your people.
I think he's thinking
the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho is married to Naoko Takeuchi, who created Sailor Moon. And if you're talking about Keiko,
I mean the voice actors.
If you're talking about Keiko, no.
Yeah.
No, because Justin Cook did not marry Laura Bailey.
I was just
Laura Bailey is married to Travis Willingham.
Right. I know there was an anime that was. I'm just getting them mixed up.
Okay, it's not Yu Yu. I guarantee that.
I don't think it was that one. I know it's one of them. I just cannot remember it for the life of me.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about a married power couple, you can talk about Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. Just from Spider-Man alone. Just from Spider-Man alone. You can talk about the fact that Spider Cop is actually married to Captain Yuri at the police precinct. So there you go. Moving on from that. What? I heard my name, Travis. We weren't talking about you. You're not married to Laura.
Dream.
Drink. You
And
can continue
drool.
to drink.
And drool.
Remind me again at some point that I need to tell you the epic story that is when Travis Willingham was Troy Baker's best man and what he did for his bachelor party, because it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Alrighty.
And then we had Marvel and
Okay,
Disney.
so this thing happened. The Doctor Strange 2 director dropped out. As a director, guys, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. He is staying on as a producer, and they are keeping his script.
This actually happens a lot in the industry. Is like directors will keep dropping in and out because they can't. Well, they'll either not see the vision of the studio or they don't get the script.
It sounded like Kevin Feige didn't mind Doctor Strange being horror, but he wanted to keep it kind of PG horror rather than, PG-13, almost rated R horror.
Right. He's got a vision for his cinematic universe, and he's sticking to his guns, and I respect Feige for doing that because he's like, look, I've had these different formats of these series, and I want to stick to that.
Okay, here's a great question. Star Wars used to be owned by Fox, then it got bought by Disney. Now Disney owns Fox. So by extension, does that mean Star Wars is back home?
Ha 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 ha.
In technicality, yes, but the real boil down is, I hate to say this, but Disney is now the new supreme overlord. They have made the monopoly. They've been playing Monopoly.
Disney is the evil empire.
They basically are.
All right. So, going back, guys, if you've been hearing all this stuff that, oh God, they didn't push back the release date for Doctor Strange at all, which means they probably already had a director in mind, and they're just doing like the final paperwork stuff on that. And because he didn't step down and walk away from the project completely, that means that Scott Derrickson doesn't have a problem with where they're trying to go. It's just, all right, it's one of those times where normally when you hear that there is there's straight up what was it? It's not conflict of interest. It's something else.
Creative differences.
Creative differences. Usually that's code for bullshit.
Yeah. Basically, it's like,
but
I don't
this
do
one,
your shit.
But this one, and because of how he stayed on with the project and everything, it honestly feels like creative differences actually was the real reason. And it's not code for something else, and things didn't blow up too much. Like, because you don't step down as director of a project and then stay on that project citing creative differences unless you're still on board, and stay on with that project unless it's if it's a major deal. You don't stick around if somebody, like, if shit blew out of proportion and things are going all to hell. You don't stay around to stand in the fire. It's just
no.
Why would someone just stand in fire? But yes, so I feel like it's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be.
No.
All hail Emperor Mickey Mouse, leader of the Disney Empire.
Well, if you ever get a chance to see, and this is going back to what you just said, but if you ever see the Disney Plus conversation with Netflix, done by I want to say Warp Pipe, probably saying that so wrong. I know, God, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for that shit. Warp Zone. Watch that video because it actually makes so much effing. You'll be like, wait, did that just happen? Did I just see that? Is this real? But it explains so much. But I'm having a little bit of a hate-love relationship with Netflix right now, so yeah. They have to cancel everything. They cancel everything.
Why do you have to cancel all your good shit, Netflix? Stop.
Right?
Stop it. All right. So we're gonna talk about the fact that Disney is officially dropping the Fox name and rebranding as 20th Century Studios. So Fel, tell us a little bit about that and give us your thoughts.
So So with the whole thing, and I think it's just in the case with Disney, like now doing something. Why would they still keep using the name Fox Studios when honestly they separated? Well, Fox obviously has Fox News. Disney's trying to have a clean slate. So getting rid of 20th Century Fox, it's better for them to rebrand it as Searchlight Pictures.
I can also understand wanting to not be associated with Fox News as a business, you know? Like they're two very different entities.
Yeah, exactly. And with the whole thing of just them it is better on Disney just to remove the Fox name, to be honest.
Since it is Disney now.
Yeah, since it's Disney. So instead of like 20th Century Fox, it's 20th Century Studios and whatnot. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad move on their part. How do you feel about it?
I don't really care. I'm like, it makes sense, you know. I'm surprised that it took this long for it to happen. I thought it would have happened sooner, but I think they were trying to get a lot of the Fox properties out, like on shelves or in theaters before they rebranded. So like, I
can see why.
I mean, you can sit there and say that stuff all you want, Decaf, but essentially, this is giving us X-Men in the MCU and the Fantastic Four, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's definitely a rebrand on certain things. But
and no, to be completely fair, I would not want to be associated with any 24-hour news cable division whatsoever.
Especially with the scandal they just had. Oh God.
I do not. I don't think Disney. Does Disney own any news stations?
ABC.
No.
No, I know they own ABC, but ABC does not have like a 24-hour news station. It's not like CNBC or MSNBC.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Or
I think
Fox, CNN, or
I think Fox News is its actually own entity.
Yeah, Fox News was not part of the Fox Disney merger.
Yeah, that wasn't part of
separate.
The deal.
And I think ESPN was too. Like,
yeah.
ESPN and Fox News were considered their own separate things and not part of the Fox merger.
Yoshimi's asking, why does this anime and stuff seem more like news?
Well, first off, we're giving our opinions a hell of a lot more than just news. So, because, and we did discuss a little bit of anime and stuff, but here's the thing. It's called anime and stuff, but we knew going in that it was going to be more stuff than it was anime. So
especially this week.
Yeah, because
because
we're catching up on everything that effing happened.
Yep.
And this isn't even the final thing that we're talking about. They own a sports news channel. Why does Disney own ESPN anyway? I don't think they own. I don't think they do. Not anymore.
You own. I don't. I think.
Or they. I think. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Who knows?
The deal between Disney and Fox is so comprehensive because of like there are so many IPs out there for it.
Okay, ESPN is owned by Disney.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's specifically Disney.
But that's sports. It's not actual news.
No.
I mean, sports news is news.
But
it's its own brand of news.
It's not like.
But it's not like 24-hour cable news and politics and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
They got to use the IP in Goofy Movie too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's the Leaning Tower of Chisa.
Oh hey, there's Calvin. Hey, I need to talk with you soon. ESPN became a Disney property during the ABC merger. Okay, Calvin, I need to chat with you after we get done with anime and stuff. Not gonna say why. I just need to chat with you. I think you know why, but I can't talk about why live on the show. You didn't do anything bad. It's not bad news, but I do need to talk to you. All right.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
all right.
a good thing.
So, I think I've said enough on the Disney renaming.
Yeah, I think we're gonna talk about. I think the last thing that we're gonna talk about is the year of delays. We're just gonna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with 2020 game delays.
Ugh.
Can we pull up the image of Isabelle as the Grim Reaper with with all the delays? That Animal Crossing is the only game. It got delayed once, but it's the only one that's staying true to its time.
Right.
Okay, so major game delays that are happening. Oh, that's right. The Avengers game is getting delayed.
Yeah, no, everything's getting fucking delayed. It is like.
Well, I knew about Cyberpunk 2077, and I knew about like. Okay.
There was a meme that caught my attention.
Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy Remake. I forgot that the Avengers was happening. Iron Man VR. Okay. Dying Light 2 is getting delayed. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Which reminds me, we need to continue playing Dying Light at some point, Phil.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that this Wednesday.
Maybe we do.
And then I don't get motion sickness. Because fuck that. That was shitty.
I'm gonna be honest. I have headphones on right now, and they clip on. Right now, I have that shirt on. Yeah, I have it clipped to somebody's tongue on this shirt. I'm just throwing that out there. I keep staring at it, and I find it funny as shit. So anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm wearing the hentai shirt, and she's got her mouth open, going ah.
Okay, that's wow.
All right.
That happened.
God damn, I'm trying to find the fucking meme because it's way more like I am surprised with how many games are actually getting delayed back to back to back.
I'm wondering if it's due to the writer strike that's going around, or if it's due to studio involvement.
Since you sent that, Tony, I'm going to go ahead and state this. Guys, the views and opinions that we express about Vic Mignogna do not represent Fat Dog Studios. They're our personal opinions, and you can come after us for that. Do not come after Fat Dog Studios for that. All right, moving on back to the delay.
Oh, Tony's watching then?
Yeah,
Hi,
Tony's watching.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
You know Tony's going to be watching at some point. It's on one of his channels.
Good point. Well, I don't know. I'm also like tired, but no, just with how many God damn it, I really saw
first off, Walker's not here.
Eh.
Walker's not on tonight unless you saw him in the chat. But yeah, he's not here. Yeah, Walker's not here. It's Fel, it's my brother, and me. So there you go.
Yeah.
That image will stay in my head. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Jared, you're welcome. Just keep being you, bro. Okay, moving on. All right, so yeah, there's been a lot of
there's been a lot of delays.
Yeah, a lot of delays. Ori didn't get delayed. Not that I'm thinking about.
No, Ori didn't get delayed. It just
You know, one game that was there were like two games that were supposed to come out, but they never gave any indication that they got delayed or anything either. What? And that kind of surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
Just speaking of delays, like last year, Microsoft talked about E3 18. They were supposed to be launching a new Battletoads game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They were. Was it a reimagined version, or was this a remaster?
No, it was a It's not a remake. It's a new reimagining, I think.
I think it would be a reimagining, kind of the way they did.
But they were doing it in like using the best way I can describe it, using the 2.5 animation. So it was like it will look cartoony, but it's still 3D.
Huh.
So I was legit excited about that, but then no word
on
it at all. And then like now with a lot of these major games getting delayed, I'm actually curious if it's the result of the PS5 and Xbox One Series X.
Which is just the dumbest thing ever. Just call it
the name.
Xbox 4. Just come on, guys.
Or code Xbox 2. I would have. I will say I probably will be getting the Xbox Series X. I'm gonna state that. Because they
I'm gonna
have
try to get them both.
Well, same here. Because they have backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So
Holy
true.
shit!
Which
Like-
I love that aspect, because that was one of the things, like, when the Xbox One first came out, like, backwards compatibility was just, like, non-existent.
Doom Eternal got delayed too. Said Anthony
Yeah.
Rivera.
Yeah. No. So many games. What Doom?
The
Doom
only
got
one I
delayed
haven't
again?
seen get delayed is probably because it's launching with the Xbox Series One X. Is Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
Doom
the
got
only
delayed-
major title I've seen that hasn't really gotten delayed. I'm not going to sit here and call Ori a major title because, I mean, it's still a really, really good IP, but it's not like a huge IP.
Okay.
But
Oh, no,
RE3, RE3 got delayed. Cyberpunk got delayed. Last of Us got delayed. Avengers got delayed.
Mhm.
Xbox Series refrigerator looks very cool. God damn it.
Oh no, not the Schwarzenegger puns. Anything but the Schwarzenegger puns.
Nice
to Alright.
see you.
But but on the topic of the delays,
Final Fantasy got delayed. Yeah, man.
yeah, many of them got pushed back. Well, Doom got delayed last year, and it looks like with all the ads, it's going to be launching relatively soon.
Yes.
What's interesting is that, like, obviously, it was a little weird that Cyberpunk didn't have any trailers.
Yeah.
Because obviously the game was supposed to be coming out in 3 months originally, and we still hadn't got our first official trailer for hyping up the game for the date. On top of that, I'm glad some stuff is getting delayed, but it's just so many of them back to back to back. It's a little weird. And then even Final Fantasy getting delayed, like, to the date, like, it's just all over the place.
No, my thought is this based upon something specific, like a writer strike of some kind, or if it's studio involvement, or what? Because there's way too many to be a coincidence. Way too many.
I think it goes back to the argument that it has to do something with the new system.
I
That's-
think
that's a-
I think it's also just the simple fact that a lot of studios are getting over ambitious and trying to release things earlier than they should be.
That's
I mean,
true.
there are a
That's
lot of
true.
things. There are a lot of things that got delayed for good reason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the most recent thing, what was it that Angry Joe reacted about? No, it was Cyberpunk 2077. It getting delayed because there was some, like, the game is essentially done, but it's not up to the specs that they want it to be, and so they're doing some fine tuning to the overall system, and they want to. And here's the thing, guys, I don't mind a game getting delayed. This is not a complaint thing. I have no problems with a game getting delayed. I think if you are delaying it in order to give the audience, in order to give people a better gaming experience, or the gaming experience that was advertised, then yeah, go for it.
Absolutely.
Especially yes, a delayed game will eventually be good. A rushed game will always be bad. See, there's
Absolutely.
Tony. There's Tony posting right there. Facts.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only
And that's
thing
not not even original. That's a quote. Tony's quoting someone else. I just don't remember who. And
it's Nintendo.
what's his name from Nintendo? Miyamoto?
Miyamoto.
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
Miyamoto.
Yeah.
The
Shigeru
one thing
Miyamoto.
the one thing I would also bring up,
I'm gonna miss
is-
Reggie, but now we live in the time of Bowser.
which is hilarious.
It is.
I'm actually a little sad. I haven't seen much. I know Bowser has done a few things, but I haven't seen him do any directs as of recently. I'm a
Oh,
little-
Jesus, that reminds me. I get to start playing the update for Final Fantasy VIII very soon. Because I got the that's on the Switch. I get to play that on the Switch.
Yeah. Now, the only thing I would have to say is the only game that proves that delaying it does not work is Duke Nukem, but that's a
Oh
different
God,
story.
yes.
But honestly, I believe with a lot of this situation, it is like I don't think a lot of people want to run into the situation of Fallout,
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 76, and how much that was a rush product too.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if they delayed it, it would have been better.
Tony said I did.
Right?
Tony said I did a double take there. I forgot the guy in charge. His name is Bowser.
What?
Yeah. Anthony, no, Anthony Rivera. We talked about that. Last of Us Part 2 also got delayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Again,
that's
I think with all the delays,
And honestly,
It
with The Last of Us, if it's getting delayed, it can only improve the game even more. Like, I really want a proper effing sequel that does justice to the original. So if they have to delay it, to make it that, I'm okay with it.
That's the same thing with RE3. Like, there was so much expectation RE2. Like, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
well,
If you're gonna
speaking
Well,
of,
it helps that they're using the same. It also helps that they're using the same engine.
well,
Speaking of a direct sequel that's using the same engine, I hope we get to see more of Breath of the Wild too.
It's definitely something. Like, when that second trailer dropped, I was like, oh my God, that's Ganon.
I was like, look, when that trailer dropped, I was like, that's it. Nintendo won E3.
It's like,
the thing that I was gonna say, just going back to obviously Breath of the Wild 2. If anything, it's coming out next year. I'm gonna call that.
I mean, it does help that they're using the same game engine, so that they don't have to build. They don't have to build it from the ground up because they've got like the same physics and cell like they've got a lot of the general world kind of already built out from the previous game. So, I mean, there are new things that are going to be made, but yeah. Unreal Engine OOT game, because the updates are beautiful. Yeah, they're not going to be able to make a game using the Unreal Engine because Nintendo would that's legal issues with Nintendo. They can make like tours of stuff in that because that's okay, that's fan stuff, but I don't think Nintendo would be okay with making a playable game.
it will never happen. That's the same thing for the remaster of KOTOR and all these other games. It won't happen because of legal issues.
Unless
you're crossing the streams.
Unless, of course, well, I mean, you can use the Unreal Engine. That's what they're talking about. The Unreal 4 engine. But you can use that, but that would require that it be used under Nintendo. And it's not simply Nintendo signing off on it. It's like the only way that would be happening is if it happened through Nintendo. Same thing with all these other companies.
So I want to go back to one thing on the sequels and back to RE3. I have to give props for Capcom for keeping it so fucking quiet.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And building
Building it
that hang on. That how they originally announced it, that the new Resident Evil game was going to just be a multiplayer game.
Okay, now that whole thing was hilarious. But no, we knew that they were like a week after Resident Evil 2 came out, they announced that they were already working on Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, but I knew they were working on 3, but I didn't expect it to be
that far gone.
Resident Evil Resistance being like a thing that they were joking around about. So Kingdom Hearts 3 lost to Death Stranding for best original score. Sorry, bro. That's funny to me. I didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3. I thought it was the worst one yet.
The DLC is coming out. We'll see if the DLC fixes anything, but honestly,
I'll wait to hear from other people, but I med Kingdom Hearts 3. It was nowhere near that
high hopes for that one.
No high hopes.
No high hopes.
Nope.
So
didn't have high hopes for this inning.
I do have high hopes for RE3, but my next question is, because they did RE2 and RE3, are they going to go Code Veronica after that, or are they going to go with Leon's story and go RE4?
No, they're going to go 8.
You think they're going to go 8?
I think
before they go backwards again?
I think they're going to go 8. fact
I
is
would
that
love a good 8. I mean, 7 was they definitely went back to roots with horror. They turned down the lighting and everything like that.
the issue with 4, 5, and 6 is that they're more action oriented.
That's very true. I think
So
if they were gonna
they
do
would-
anything, it would be Code Veronica would be the better one to actually do, in my opinion. But that's just me.
The thing is, I think they've been always talking about doing 8. I think 8 like 3 is the last remaster that we're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
for the time being. Then we're gonna get 8.
Then
Because
we're gonna get
let's
8.
be honest, if they are going to do 4, 5, and 6, they're gonna have to redo so much stuff
Oh,
because
God, yes.
it
It took from the genre. They went more action packed. Like when people saw the trailer and when they actually talked about the trailer for RE3, they were like, "We're gonna make it more action packed." Every fan went ballistic. They're like, "No, no, 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 no! Don't go 4, 5, and 6 on us! For the love of God, don't do it! No!" But then they're like, "No, no, no! It's because you have more zombies. You're in an entirely bigger town. Up the factor up a little bit, but stick to the main dynamic that we've already started." And they're like, whew, thank you.
I think the thing is, and obviously, honestly, I have to give it to Capcom.
Right.
I know we're going on a Capcom tangent, but
Aren't you just saying that because of Monster Hunter World?
no? Okay, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry 5, they had a huge turnout in the last 3 years.
Clifford the
of
Big Red
fix-
Dinosaur.
Of fixing stuff. And yes, Odie.
Clifford the Big Red Dinosaur. Don't you
know
have
what?
Monster Hunter for fucking Xbox as well?
Yes, I do.
So Jason, you could just get Monster Hunter World for the Xbox and he'd
Busted.
play with you.
Yeah.
Busted.
Yeah.
I have Monster Hunter for all my consoles.
He has it for PC, PS4, and Xbox.
The only thing that's pissing me off is that they don't have cross save.
In my defense, I have Destiny for all that stuff. However, Destiny's free to play.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Destiny
But
2 is free to play.
but I'm getting Monster Hunter for
Hint,
the
hint,
Xbox.
hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Jason.
Ha ha ha. Well, I
Right.
have Game Pass, so that's how that's how
Right.
I have.
I'm just saying you should get it for Xbox. That way, when you finally do get like a PC that you can play games on Steam, you could jump on with us on Steam, and then you could bring your characters right over, and you'd already have them set up, so you'd kind of already experience the story. That's all I'm saying, Jason. I'm just saying.
Just throwing that out there.
Just throwing it out
know.
there. Maybe if you streamed gaming content, you'd be able to
I
afford a
mean,
decent
it's
PC.
like you have a fever and you need more cowbell.
I do need more cowbell.
I need more cowbell.
I need more cowbell. Okay, guys.
I've got a fever.
And the only cure is more cowbell.
And the only cure is more cowbell.
Yeah, you guys understand? You guys understand why we're related? Because it's nothing but stupid voices all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason is essentially a skinnier, blonder, taller version of me.
With more ginger. Way
No,
more
no,
ginger.
no, you don't have. No, we both have the same amount of ginger.
I'm sorry, sir, but you shave. I let my ginger grow. Yeah.
Were you not paying attention when I came over today?
Oh, you mean that peach fuzz that you kept scratching?
Okay, excuse you. I have a full fucking beard, and
Oh,
I'm
Ladies,
sorry.
ladies,
First
ladies, you're both beautiful.
First off, I was scratching my nuts, sir. What peach fuzz are you referring to?
No one wants to know
Ladies,
about
you're
your
both
pubes.
beautiful. All right.
I mean, it's
Is there
nice of
anything
you
else?
to admit it, but no.
Is there anything?
I have ginger hair. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Says
we
the
need?
less Irish of the two of us and the less Scottish of the two of us. I want to hear your
And I'm the
bullshit.
mix. And then I'm the mix here.
All right.
All right, but
You're a tiramisu. We don't have any more stories, so we're basically gonna wrap things up and call it a night because it's been almost an hour and a half. We're
I've got
quickly
xenomorphs
approaching.
to kill people.
We're quickly approaching 9:30. Yeah. Maybe that's what we'll do because I know I've got a bunch of PC games that I gotta get back into and some scary shit. So maybe I'll just when I'm streaming, I'll make sure that you're home. When I do my specific streaming for that, I'll have you join me while I try and fucking survive the horrors that are Sevastopol Station in Alien Isolation.
I'm gonna straight up do the xenomorph at Elmo. Just saying.
No. No one wants to be friends with Elmo. Go to hell.
All right, so how about we do some plug-ins so if people want to follow us?
Oh yeah, by the way, we have a Vlaire channel. If you haven't checked out our Vlaire channel, do you know we have a Vlaire channel? Because we have a Vlaire channel. You should totally go check out our Vlaire channel.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, also good news in case you guys didn't notice, haven't checked it out, or you've missed it or something. YouTube finally responded. That does not, I want to go ahead and lay down expectations right now. That does not mean that the channel is guaranteed to come back. But YouTube finally responded, and they're moving things on to the claimant. So it's possible we get the channel back. It's not guaranteed, guys. I don't want to give false hope to people. It'd be nice if it comes back, but it's not guaranteed. It's like, I'd say it's like 75% chance that it's coming back, but it's not guaranteed. There's that 25% chance that somebody's going to be an asshole. And there's lots of assholes out there. Just saying.
And it's YouTube. It can happen.
The channel's already terminated. We're trying to see if we can get it back. But
I'll be back.
Things are looking better than they did before. That's the main difference right here. They're looking better than they did before. If the channel comes back, hooray. But Slime is staying on Vlaire. I am not putting Slime back up on the YouTube channel. We'll put a thing up saying, hey, Slime episode 3 is out. Go check it out on our Vlaire channel. Slime episode 4 is out. Go check it out on our Vlaire channel. Such and so on and so forth. I don't know about the Log Horizon Christmas special, aka Goblin Slayer abridged one shot, because I don't want to put something else down and then immediately get another copyright strike and the channel goes down again. So I'm going to be very careful about things that we put up in the future. We're definitely going to test things out. Like, it may just become that a lot of the abridged content that we put up on YouTube may just be links to the actual full episodes on Vlaire.
Yeah.
That's how it may happen. So yeah. We may do live premieres on Twitch if I'm not comfortable with releasing a certain show on YouTube. That may be the thing. Those are things to discuss in the future. It'd be nice that the channel comes back, but if not, we do have backup plans upon backup plans upon backup plans. The Fat Dogs is not going anywhere. We are more than ready. Also, we have a Patreon, and one of the newest perks, if you become a patron, is seeing the full 12-month schedule, including all of the newest shit that got added. So there's 2 new things that we can't talk about, 2 new projects that are getting added later that we can't talk about. But if you're a patron, you can see it in the schedule. And there was a patron requested thing that has now appeared on the schedule. So yay for that. And then lastly, I stream on Like Zoinks Gaming, so if you want to check that channel out, you're more than welcome to. But the most important thing is I put up a video talking about what happened to Log Horizon Abridged, what happened to Fat Dog Studios. Please share the crap out of that. I honestly think that this needs to become a much more talked about topic in the Abridged community. Like this, it's no joke to say that this needs to be the Jukin media for the abridging community. Like, you need to get it out there that just because you Just because a popular channel has monetization and is backed by a group like Screenwave does not mean that YouTube is not going to actively try to screw them over. You need to get the word out there. See, the thing is, YouTube probably would have got their shit together a lot faster if this became a big thing and people were talking about it and YouTube started looking bad.
Yeah.
Like, we're dealing with parody as fair use. Parody does... I mean, fair use in and of itself is a gray area, so you're already dealing with some tough stuff. But, guys, get the word out about that. I don't care who you have to share it with everybody. Make sure your dog sees it. You don't know, dogs could talk to other dogs. So,
hey, Rick and Morty has explained animals talk, damn it.
Animals talk. They even have a water cooler. So, get that stuff out there. Let's make this like the Jukin media for the abridging community, because it needs to be out there. Number one, somebody contact Ablo and get them fucking talking about this, because this is important. I do want to make another proper video that is more of kind of like a deep dive into it, but I'd need to get more information from Tony to put that out. So that's probably going to be the next thing that I drop on my channel if we don't get the channel back up by the end of the month. So I may do that. But like, this is a thing that whether we get our channel back or not needs to be talked about, needs to be shared, needs to be discussed. Alrighty. That's all the plugs from my channel. Fel, talk about your stuff.
I think we've lost him.
I think we did. Fel!
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 I think his name was Steve.
Steve!
I don't think he can hear me.
Alan!
Who the fuck is
Alan!
Steve?
Fel!
Alan!
It's your turn to talk.
Oh, about what?
Plug your shit!
Oh, well, hey
Plug your
guys.
shit.
Obviously, you know that I work with Richie on a lot of stuff here, but you
Slime!
can also follow Slime, my
Goblin
baby
Slayer!
slime. Yep. You can also follow me on my Twitter, which is linked down below. You can also stay tuned for Wednesdays as I do What the Fell. I also do work with another group called Team.exe, so sometimes you'll see me make announcements and whatnot for them.
Or
so.
Stream.exe. Make sure to check out their streaming channel on Twitch.
Yeah.
See, I know how to plug.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, put that
all
in
right.
that plug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as my brother gets as soon as my brother gets a capture device. By the way, if somebody would like to donate to getting him a capture device, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't think he has a PayPal set up, but if he does, he can plug that. Basically, I'm trying to get him into streaming video games. That's what I'm trying to get him to do.
More or less.
I think that they need to. I think you two just need to have a stream together, or just have.
We absolutely do. We absolutely
playthrough that you guys just play something together.
I just picked up the rubber armor in Breath of the Wild again, so I'm doing master mode. So if you'd like to see me fail at playing Zelda games very terribly,
Oh God.
come check out my stream.
Right.
And then,
Well, is there anything else?
to watch me fail at hiding from xenomorphs. later.
Wait, why did they call you Tony? By Tony. Spirit Walker, this is...
Epic fail?
Yeah.
Fail? Oh, okay.
I blame Spirit Walker.
Achievement
Alright.
unlocked.
Bye,
Rich.
bye, Richie. Bye, Fel. Bye, Tony. You can't say bye to Jason? That's mean of you.
I was gonna do my plug-in, but I understand. No, it's cool. I'm just gonna get off this call. Just gonna go and live my life.
Jared says you and I together are awesome, Jason. So
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of which, I've been playing Kakarot. I have yet to pick up my copy of Kakarot. My buddy's been playing it, and he's saying it's so much fun. I'm like, I want to play it.
Oh yeah, Planet Zoo's the next game I'm trying to raise. And then it's Cyberpunk 2077.
I think if I actually do like a stream, I'm getting into Lego games. I know it's sad but true. At some point I'm wanting to get the collection of the remaster for Harry Potter, and I kind of want to do all 7, and just for the giggles of it, and watch how I explode.
Well, you need like a capture device, so something like a Delgado.
Yeah.
Or whatever
But
the fuck it is.
if I do start, that will definitely be the part where I start from, or if anyone wants to like throw suggestions out there, I'm totally for that.
Which is like $80, so you should probably like start that donation thing somewhere on a channel.
Get on that.
At some point.
I'm get on that. Yeah.
Make a fucking YouTube channel or some shit so we can start plugging you if you show up again.
Right.
You know, that important stuff.
Right. If you've never heard of me, you can always go to the Death Star Canteen page on Facebook. I'm there.
Maybe don't you have a YouTube channel for the Death Star Canteen?
I believe I do. It's been a minute because I had a podcast.
You should totally play video games as Jeff Vader.
And you know, like I said, like,
and if you don't know, by the way, this is Jeff Vader. He runs the Death Star.
You have to form a queue if you want food.
This is a star.
This is a fucking star.
If you
I'm
don't
your
know
boss, Mr. Stevens.
If you don't know what we're quoting, look up Eddie Izzard Jeff Vader. It's fucking fantastic.
The birth of Jeff Vader came from Eddie Izzard, and one day I will do that interview with that man. That will be the main interview of my life.
So first off, Jeff Vader, I hear you run a star. It's like, well, what can I tell you?
Right. He is the Jeff Vader of Jeff Vader. So,
What? No, yeah. He can't do. Jared, no. You can't sit there and have him copy off me. We're already too similar as it is. Jason should have a channel called like Scoob Gaming instead of like Zoinks. No.
I wouldn't do that to my brother. 1, I can't do Scooby. 2, I can't do Shaggy. That's his. I would never take that from my brother.
3, he's more of a Freddy anyway.
I am more of a Freddy. That's a true story. I love my traps. Fuck you for saying otherwise. But
that takes on a whole new meaning with an anime crowd, especially with that shirt that you're wearing. Oh, he loves traps.
Oh, I love my traps. Yes.
Traps are gay.
But no, when it comes to our voices, like there are some voices we do together, and then there are some voices that are specific to our own, and I wouldn't take that from my brother for all the tea in China. So yeah.
And if you did, I'd get mad and I'd yell at you. I'd be like, "Put that cookie down now!
No, come on, do it!
Put the cookie down!"
I would never do that. That's a dick move, and that's kind of my brother's name anyway, so I wouldn't take it from him.
Yeah. See, I'm Dick Grayson, he's Jason Todd.
Ow, Juxto died.
We're at 5,000.
I came back.
And now I'm back from outer space.
From outer space. You just walked in with that same old... No, wait, that's a red skull on your face. What the fuck?
That's a black skull on your face. What?
You're
not Batman.
You're not Batman. I don't know. With enough startup capital, I could be Batman. But no, if ever you want to catch me, I'm on the Death Star Canteen podcast page. At some point, I will revive the long hiatus that is that show. Long time ago, we had that show. But when you have too many people trying to talk all at once, it can get very frustrating. Then Discord happened. Everything was great. But you have like 7 people all at once trying to get their opinions out there. It's very hard to do.
Especially in a Skype call.
The format is me getting drunk while doing voices and basically talking to these people. Basically, my first episode will be me talking to Optimus Prime in his re-election against, get this, yes, you will find this funny, Megatron. And then my second guest will be the Terminator and how he has slowly gotten into gardening and greening the earth. So I will be drunk and doing voices doing this. That's basically how that boils down. Welcome to the canteen.
You know, until you guys help him get a capture card, and then he can do gaming.
And then I can do gaming, and then do all the voices you would like me to do, except the ones that are patent pending.
I wanna know how the Terminator would react to playing freaking Alien Isolation. That'd be great.
Come on, kill me! Oh shit, you already did! What's this coming through my chest? Ah!
No, it's the
We've gone on an extra 10 minutes for plugins.
I know. It's because it's so fucking silly. All right, everybody. that's our show. Snoochie Boochie's bitches, and haven't seen that movie yet. Really need to. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. We'll probably see you on What the Fell this week. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if Fell wants to invite me.
I will.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I'm Jeff Vader, and you're not.
And you're not? Alright. I'm Richie Roberts. This is Fell. That's Jason. We're out of you 9,000. Bye!
Bye!
Or maybe we love you 3,000. You don't know.
Elmo loves you 3,000? Uh-huh.
You didn't record that, did you?
You guys are still live, assholes.
Oh! Oh, you got it! Oh, no, I was hoping you did get it.
Oh, Jesus. Bye-bye!
Bye!